turning stones into gold. When I was 16, my math teacher told me I'd never amount to anything. He said it in front of the whole class. I had failed another test, and while the others snickered, he leaned back in his chair and sighed. Face it, Alex, he said, some people just aren't cut out for success. Better lower your expectations now. The words burned. At home, my mother tried to comfort me, but I could see in her eyes she feared he was right. We didn't have money, no connections, and I was a kid with failing grades. That night, staring at the cracked ceiling of my bedroom, I made a promise. I'll prove him wrong. Proving him wrong wasn't glamorous. It meant long nights of hustling jobs, washing cars, stacking shelves, tutoring kids only a year younger than me. At every shift, people dismissed me. You'll be stuck here forever, one supervisor sneered when I asked for more hours. But I saved every dollar. I devoured books from the library about business, finance, psychology. I studied when others slept. My first break came at 19, flipping old phones on eBay. I'd buy broken ones, learn to fix them, then sell at a profit. Small wins, but they taught me something vital. Money wasn't magic. It was a tool. Still, setbacks came like storms, deals fell through, scammers tricked me. At 21, I invested nearly all my savings into a startup that collapsed in months. For weeks, I ate rice and beans, ashamed to even look at myself in the mirror. But quitting meant my teacher had been right. That was unacceptable. By 24, I'd moved into real estate, risky, cutthroat, but full of potential. At my first auction, I stood in a room full of suits with my one crumpled blazer. People eyed me like I was a kid lost on the wrong street. I walked out with a beaten-down duplex no one wanted. Everyone said I was insane, but I fixed it up with my own hands, rented it out, and suddenly I had cash flow. From there, it snowballed. I reinvested every cent, traded sleep for progress, and slowly built a portfolio. The same people who had laughed now whispered my name with envy, but I wasn't satisfied, because in the back of my mind, I still heard that voice, you're not cut out for success. A decade later, I was 30 and worth millions, not by lottery luck, not by shortcuts, but by relentless grit. I had more money than my family had seen in generations, but I wanted something else, closure. So when I heard my old teacher, Mr. Grant, was retiring, I wrote a check to sponsor a new scholarship at my high school. The condition? That I could give the farewell speech at his retirement ceremony. The auditorium smelled like old wood and chalk dust just like it had back then. Students filled the seats, teachers lined the walls. Mr. Grant sat in the front row, older, grayer, but with the same smug expression I remembered. I stepped to the podium. I was a student here once, I began, and I was told I'd never amount to anything, that I should lower my expectations. The room hushed. I could feel every eye on me, including his. I stand here today not as the smartest student, not as the most gifted, but as someone who refused to accept limits others set for me. I've built companies, I've achieved financial freedom, I've created opportunities for others, and I did it because of those words, because someone once told me I couldn't. A ripple of murmurs spread. Mr. Grant shifted in his seat. I'm not here to embarrass anyone, I continued. I'm here to remind every student, never let someone else's doubt define your destiny. Even the voices that try to cage you can become fuel. Applause erupted, teachers clapped, students cheered. I looked at Mr. Grant and saw for the first time no smugness, just silence. After the ceremony, he approached me, his voice was quieter than I remembered. I didn't think you'd make it, he admitted. I was trying to be realistic. I smiled, you were wrong. He nodded, I see that now. I handed him an envelope, he frowned, opened it, and his jaw dropped. Inside was a deed. It's a house, I explained, paid in full for you. He stared at me baffled. Why would you, after everything, why would you do this? Because the best revenge, I said, isn't proving you wrong, it's proving I can rise so high that I have enough to lift even the people who tried to pull me down. I walked away, leaving him standing with the deed in his trembling hands. That night I sat alone in my penthouse, city lights stretching beyond the glass walls. I thought about the boy I had been, the boy humiliated in front of his class. He had dreamed of revenge, but the man I had become understood something greater. True victory isn't about crushing your doubters, it's about becoming so unstoppable that their doubt becomes irrelevant. And then, if you're strong enough, turning your success into a gift.